Hi, it's Joshua Taylor coming to you from here in Prince Edward Island. As you can see, I've been busy. I was able to order this 5-pound refurbished propane tank from Co-op. Got it for 35 bucks. That's not a bad deal. You can still see the price tag there. And so hopefully this valve is going to work. And I'm just going to zoom in on the metal that I picked up. This is the top plate, top and bottom plate, hexagonal plate of the plenum. So we actually have about 8 inches across, which allows for about a 16-inch plate point to point. If you go down to here, you can see where these 6 by 16-inch plates have been bent at 120 degrees, or it'd be 60 degrees times 6 equals 360. So just a matter of welding, tack welding on the inside and welding on the outside. They need to be pressure welded, I think, for it to work properly. So maybe a good hour. With someone that knows their welding, you should be able to weld this up in about a good hour. But they went kind of heavy on the metal, 3/16 on the top, and this here plenum itself is actually 3/32, around 65, 55, 60 pounds. I still haven't added the steel pipe, so it looks like the metal is going to be the same weight as the water that's going on the inside. So the capacity on this, if you're going to work it out mathematically, would be would work out to be 6. You take your side, 6 times 6 times 3, which would be 108 cubic inches, times 16 actually gives you 1,728 cubic inches, and that works out to about 8 Canadian gallons. And probably for the test, I want to make sure that the water is over top of the element. Maybe if this is the top here, bring the water so it's maybe an inch from the top. That way that that the plenum would be the main part of the heating element to be down here. And that way you'd be able to, this is the top here, the inspection window would be here, and we have to make sure it's tight, because I don't want the steam busting in and out or the water leaking out. So for this inspection window is going to be 4 by 8 inches, and the lexan plastic can be using 3/32 lexan. So I'm just going to allow a 1-inch. I'll probably go with I think the lexan is about 11 inches, so I'll try to balance it over the 8. So it'll be about 1.5 inches either side and an inch here. And so I'm going to use probably a blue skin or something like that to fasten the lexan to the face of the plenum, and then see if I can get some aluminum bent up. Because I want about maybe a 2-inch, 2 by 1 inch. So you need a 3-inch stock of aluminum or tin, and bend it with a 1-inch lip and 2-inch lip. So you actually make your box that would go over. You can drill your holes and put in your self-tapping screws. And that way you would have it insulated. Your window would be insulated out. So when the time comes, you can actually put your 1.5 inch ceramic wool insulation on the outside, and probably like a 1/4 inch or 3/8 silver foil on the outside. Now will protect it. If I was going to do this myself, if I had a hand bender, I wouldn't use a hydraulic press to break this. You could, I think a good manual brake machine, like the larger one, should be able to bend 1/16 inch, and that way you'd be able to make your end plates. And what I would do here, I would uh, extend it out another 2 inches or 1.5 inches, and I would bend the plates up, so you should actually have a lip running all the way around and just weld the inside, outside, polish it off. That way you can put your insulation on the front and the back, and that would allow you a face to put a metal roll on the outside as a final protector. But all in all, I'll probably finish out about 80 pounds. Now this is just the base unit. And the next unit that I'm hoping to make, I'll be able to increase the efficiency on it. And I did find a 30-pound scale that converts to grams, so I'll be able to measure precisely the amount of propane that's being used to bring this 50-60 pounds of water up to boiling point. And so I like to do a high-end test, a low-end test, maybe a mid-range test, and from that I'll be able to get an idea of how much fuel that's going to use on high, low, and medium, and from that I should be able to get an idea whether this unit is going to work to produce the hot water for 46,007 gallons per minute. I think it was 6.5 gallons per minute Modine hot water system. And I'm sure hoping that there's enough heating capability in this to be able to run 16 gallons per minute flow to run a 212,000 modem hot water system. And if that's the case, then you're talking about heating your home at about half to 1/3, maybe even to 1/4. And the time's coming up with the reset of the U.S. currency this later this spring or early summer. You're going to see, right now gas is $1.35 on the island for a liter. You're going to see possibly $2 a liter overnight. So gas and fuel oil and everything is going to be very expensive. So I'm just this technology that the Lord has given me is as far as people, for those that see the need to kind of prepare for the times that we're coming into. Okay, I'm going to stop it here, get this uploaded. Kind of tired tonight. And the next step would be to get a quote on how much they're going to charge me for welding this up. Maybe you guys could say a little prayer for me here. And I've already spent about $70 on the metal, $35 on the tank here, and I think I spent around $20 on the pipe. So I'm up around about 130, 140 bucks already. And so if I can get the welding done fairly cheap, then it's just a matter of having the hole saw and drilling the whole 1.5 inch holes in here, putting the pipe in and welding it in place. I'm not too worried about the pipe burning out. You can make it so it's replaceable, but maybe that'll be in the next upgraded unit that be made out of stainless steel, but maybe half the thickness what I'm going to now on this steel. I think too when this is all made, and before once the windows cut in, I'll be able to get my hand in here and spray it out with. I'll probably use a silver temperature paint, and I should be able to turn it upside down and all that, and be able to spray the inside. I'll also spray the 1.5 inch pipe too. With it buried in water, the paint shouldn't come off, but if you leave it out in the open and crank it up with no water in it, it'll burn that high temperature paint off like it was nothing. Okay, this is it. And we're going to cut it here. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you this 11th of April, 2014 on the second part of the quantum thermal generator.